Peace and love, people. This is a follow-up to my lucid dreaming video. I put out a video about lucid dreaming and how lucid dreaming made me rethink everything I thought I knew about the laws of reality and physics. But it's one thing I didn't mention in that video that I want to talk about now, and it's called dual histories. And what do I mean by dual histories? When you're dreaming, the version of you in the dream have a different history than the version of you in the bed. In some of your dreams, you may be a fireman or a doctor or a lawyer. You don't have the same history of the dude sleep in the bed. You're living out different realities in different cycles of time that exist simultaneously in the multiverse. And when your mind shifts from this body to another version of you, you don't have the memories associated with this version. The version of you that sleep in the bed, it has all of its memories there that it recorded in this reality from since the day it was a baby. And likewise, when you shift to your dream world, if I walk up to you and ask you who you are, you're going to start telling me about a sequence of events that happened to you in that world, not in this one. Because who you are in each world is based upon the different histories that you have in each world. And that's why I talk about dual histories, because when you start lucid dreaming, you now are two versions of yourself in one body. When you dreaming, you don't know the dude who in the bed. If somebody walk up to me in a dream and be like, "Hey man, ain't you Bro Sanchez?" I'll be like, "Who the hell is that?" If I'm in a dream where I'm another version of myself, because Bro Sanchez exists in this world and he's asleep and he's living out another version of himself in a parallel reality called a dream. The memories of who he is in this world are hidden behind the veil of who he is in that world. These conflicting histories have separated us from each other. But something very powerful happened when a person lucid dream. They have two historical timelines. Time isn't a line, but I've been using that word for so long. Bear with me. When a person is lucid dreaming, they all of a sudden remember, wait a minute, I'm asleep right now. I'm another version of myself in another world where I'm asleep at. And at that point, a person got two different histories. They remember everything they went through in this world while still remembering that version of themselves in the dream world. If a person never become lucid in a dream, they don't even remember their history here. They will live on in a dream oblivious to the fact that they just fell asleep in this world. If I fall asleep right now and I shift my consciousness to a dream world where I'm a paramedic, all of the knowledge that I've gained here as Bro Sanchez will be lost. All of that syncretism, sacred geometry, my knowledge of how to rap good, all of that is going to be buried inside of this version of me, while I will only be able to access what I know in that particular avatar. But the moment I become lucid in the dream and I realize, wait a minute, I'm dreaming right now. And this is just one version of myself who's a paramedic, but there's another version of myself over there asleep, and he's a syncretist, a rapper, a poet. The moment I remember who I am in this world, I get all of them gifts back in that world. And that's what our journey is about. Each reincarnation, we take the memory and the perks of who we was from the previous version to the next version. You never lose this knowledge. It's just hidden behind a veil of ignorance. The moment I become lucid in a dream, I know how to rap again. I'm a syncretist now. All of the knowledge that I gained as Bro Sanchez, I get it back just by remembering I'm Bro Sanchez in the dream. I don't got to reteach myself how to rap in that world. I don't got to reteach myself syncretism in that world. I just got to remember that I already learned it in this world. And that memory gives me all of that knowledge right back to me. Ain't got to learn nothing. If you ever lucid dream, you know what I'm talking about. Let's say you're dreaming that you're a nice pastor getting bullied. But in this world, you're a UFC fighter. No one would dare put their hands on you. The moment this nice pastor become lucid in the dream, he regained all them fighting skills. In that reality, the next day the bully try to bully him, the bully will be in for a surprise, and the bully will be like, how the fuck did he become a black belt champion overnight? All of a sudden, he's an expert at fighting, just out of nowhere. He tapped into what's called the Akashic Records. Now, many of us have heard these words before, Akashic Records. We've heard it. People throw this term around, but they don't go that deep about it. What are the Akashic Records? I just told you. First of all, the word Akashic or Akashic is a derivation or adjective form of the word Kasha. What is the word Kasha? The word Kasha is the word chakra. The 5 Kashas are equivalent to the 7 chakras, but some people don't count the crown and the root, so you get 5. But this is just the chakras. So the chakras are the Kashas. And when a person talk about accessing the Akashic Records, you're talking about each chakra is a gateway to another version of you. And each version of you have some knowledge that when you remember who you is in all of these worlds, that knowledge gonna come to you instantly. You ain't gonna have to learn it. The moment you tap into that frequency and get acquainted with that version of who you is, the knowledge shifts instantly. There are people that get struck by lightning, y'all, and they be in a coma for a long time. And when they wake up from the coma, they remember themselves by a different name. They have a different identity, and they have a different set of skills. The person could have been a lawyer before they got struck by lightning, and they wake up and now they don't know nothing about law. They don't even remember being a lawyer or going to school, but they remember golfing. It's weird because a lot of people wake up out of comas and they are alternative version of themselves. Why? It's because when they're in a coma, they are living out their life in a parallel reality. They ain't just sleep. They don't just see blackness. When these people are in a coma, they still living in the dream world, in the parallel reality. And if they stay over there so long, they lose their identity here. People will say, you don't remember who you is. You don't, this your brother. You don't remember that you a lawyer. Look, here go your degree. You don't remember going to school for this? Nope. But the person may have a new gift. And the mama may be like, ever since he woke up from that coma, he's been writing poetry. And he's very good at poetry. I didn't even know he had a gift of poetry. But that's because when he was in his coma, he shifted his consciousness to a parallel reality where he was a poet in that world. And he stayed over there on that side so long that he assumed that identity now. Now, when you bring him back here, he's still identifying as that version that he was over there. But it's possible for us to be multiple versions of the self in one. And that's the ultimate goal back to our God body. And that's basically what lucid dreaming is exposing us to. If you ever lucid dream, I've coined this term. It's called dual histories. And that is a phenomenon associated with lucid dreaming where a person remembers both versions of the self. I am Bro Sanchez and I'm Sanchez, whoever number 2 in this world, right? And that's the beautiful thing about lucid dreaming, because when you're not lucid dreaming, you're bound to this one version of yourself with all of its limitations. But the moment in the dream you realize you're dreaming and you become lucid, you can access the knowledge that was buried behind you not knowing you dreaming, man. It's just a dream. This is very powerful knowledge because it suggests that all the knowledge we need, we just got to remember it, not learn it. is already out there. And it goes back to what I was saying, that all of the actions in the universe are already manifested. When a person say, man, I want to learn this or learn that, there's a version of you that already learned it. It's possible that ancient people were able to tap into knowledge without the process of learning. I know this sounds strange to people, but it's like that part of the Matrix where Morpheus plugs Neo up to the machine and he just give him the knowledge of how to fight. He downloaded. If we're in a simulation and all events are already taking place, anything you want to do is just you experiencing that desire because there's a you that's already done it out there. This may be a wild theory, but what if the process of learning itself is primitive? What if there was another version of human that didn't learn nothing? He just remembered everything. If our ancestors was tapping into parallel realities and they were exploring all of the many versions of the self, then they wouldn't be learning things the way we learn them today. We have to learn how to fight. We have to learn this, learn that, learn that. But again, what if you already learned all that stuff, but it's just behind a veil of ignorance of you forgetting who you is? And my example of how this can be possible is when we lucid dream. I've already learned how to rap. I already learned syncretism, sacred geometry. I learned that stuff. So when I'm dreaming and I'm another version of myself that don't know how to rap, do I gotta relearn how to rap in that dream? Yes, if I don't remember who I am in this world right here. If there's a version of me in the dream that have not learned how to rap, he lying to himself. He have learned how to rap through me. He just forgot. And if I'm lucid dreaming and I shift my consciousness to that version of myself that don't know how to rap, I'm going to have to learn how to rap all over again. All them years wasted. Got to do it all over again. But if I'm dreaming over there and I'm the version of myself that can't rap, but he want to rap, let's say I start lucid dreaming. I don't got to learn how to rap no more because I just remembered I am a rapper in this world. And that's what assessing the Akashic Records are. People use the word Akashic Records a lot, assessing the Akashic Records. You assess the Akashic Records when you lucid dream and you remember all of your knowledge and all of these different worlds in one body. And it's hard to explain it. I've done it several times. You start lucid dreaming, and the moment you start lucid dreaming, all of that history from this world bleeds into this world. Now you're two versions of yourself in one body. Like you remember your childhood in that world. You remember what you did last month in that world. You also remember what you did last month in this world. And it's crazy because it's like last month you did two different things in two different worlds, but you remember both of them in one head. And you can have triple histories. All of these states of awakening allow you to access all of the knowledge from that other version of yourself. And all of your other avatars have a gold mine of knowledge that they learned through mistakes and experience. That ain't nothing you should take lightly, man. There are other versions of you that have bumped their head for years and have made plenty mistakes. They've been through shit. You don't want to have to go through all that again when you can just extract the experience from the Akashic Records. This is deep stuff, folks. It ain't no namaste type talk I'm giving you. This would be the definition of accessing the Akashic Records, or the hidden knowledge that exists in the multiple layers of the self. Peace and much love, everybody.